Hi. Hey, we're planning our trip next month.
Oh, are you?
To Mapletown.
Oh, excellent.
So you're on my list.
Good. I'm totally interested.
I will text you.
Fun. And that is a beautiful decoration.
I joined the choir.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yeah. But it means you have to like look nice and go through your nose and, you know. Good morning. Hello, lady.
Could I take a chance and breathe air?
You don't have to breathe my air. I won't breathe at all.
Oh, please. Give it a Thank you for being in there to say this. I've read at one point the choir was singing. I guess I'm driving in kind of early. It's right there, do you?
Joining the church.
Yeah.
Another reason I have to look proper.
Good morning. My name is Jill Thompson, and I'm your worship associate this morning. Welcome to those of you who are here with us in person at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke, Virginia. We extend a special welcome if you're joining us for the first time. We also say welcome to those of you who are joining us on YouTube. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones. Our minister is the Reverend Walter LaFleur, and the focus of this morning's service is Opening to Joy, Part 2.
Good morning. It looks like Christmas. As is our tradition, we'll begin our service this morning ringing the bell 7 times to reflect our commitment to 7 principles.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm Carrie Morgavish. I'm the music director, and today Lowell Inhorn is playing the violin with me. And we have some traditional Christmas carols from the British Isles, and then at the end there will be one traditional one from Spain. sweet was the song the Virgin sung? And it's from 16th century.
It's fine to clap. Good morning, all. Our opening words come from a sister congregation, and it's called the UU's of Transylvania County, Brevard, North Carolina. I didn't know they existed until I did some research, and there they were. Brevard? I'm from the north, what do I know?
A lot.
They tell us. I am told the Hebrew root for joy, Ranan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, means to shout, to cry out, and to overcome. We open the joyous season remembering that it does not mean frantic, busy, or any other habits of the season. Our opening words. Our words welcome whoever you are, whomever you love, however you express your identity, whatever your situation in life, whatever your experience of the holy. As you come seeking love, your presence here is a gift. You're filled with sadness, overflowing with joy, needing to be alone with yourself, or eager to engage with others. All who welcome all are welcome here. Our childless lighting words. I'm too busy, too much stress in my life. Responsibilities and obligations come first. I don't know that I deserve it. All horrible reasons not to seek joy.
May the light we now need all inspire us to use our hearts, to heal and not to harm, to love and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, O Spirit of God.
Good morning. I'm Jessie McEwen. I'm the Director of Lifespan Faith Development here at UUCR. And I want you to think about an organist. That's somebody who plays those big organs that have big pipes coming out of them, that make lots of noise. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was probably about 5 years old, I thought the organ was the most terrifying, but also the most boring instrument on the planet. People think about science and we think it's just playing out a bunch of chords outside of church or outside a recital hall. I know better now. I also want you to think about that person that I said was boring and scary. I'll tell you a story about an organist. He used to get into a little trouble. He would, this was in the early 1800s, before cars, he would get into a sleigh, a little bit like Santa's sleigh, that was drawn by horses. And he and his friends would get into these sleighs, and they would get on the street in a little town in Massachusetts, and they would go down slowly at first, then faster, and until finally they would go around the curve and they'd all fly out of the sleigh. And the horses would be running, anybody in the sleigh. So somebody, some stranger would the horses. What do you want that they got in trouble for that? Oh yeah, all the time. They got into so much trouble. And one day, on Thanksgiving Day, they got into so much trouble that a new law was passed. There will be no sleigh races at all in Medford. None, ever again. Now, they probably snuck some in every now and then, but that law was passed because of James and his friends. They would laugh and laugh and laugh and have so much fun. It would snow in these sleighs. They would go fast, they just didn't race. They would go out in the outskirts of town, see how fast they go. The horses loving every minute of this winter run with their friends behind them, laughing and having the time of their lives in the world. Later, James decided to go gold out in the West. That didn't work out. He came back. He got playing the organ, so he took a job playing the organ in Savannah, Georgia, where there wasn't much snow. And he missed those sleigh rides, those races. Now he was 50 years old, which to some of us is very old. To others of us is right around the corner. Or he left it when he got tumped out of the sleigh the last time he went around the corner. But that joy that he felt carried him through. And you know what he did? He wrote a song about it. And he played it on his organ. Does anybody know what that song was? Jingle Bells. It's about that Thanksgiving Day sleigh race where he got upsot, tossed out of that sleigh, and we sing that song at Christmas. It's such a fun song. We hear Jingle Bells when we sing the song. We play Jingle Bells with it. It's a fun, joyful song. He took a miserable snowy day, got his friends together, they got their best horses, and they found joy. It got him in a little bit of trouble, but they didn't know when to stop. But they found joy. They made joy in that winter. And now every time I hear Jingle Bells, I think about him finding that joy and playing that joyful song on organ. And if you ever haven't heard good organ, you need to hear some good organ. I can hook you up. This morning, our kids are going to learn a few more Unitarian Universalist stories. He was a Unitarian organist too. We're going to learn a few more Unitarian Universalist stories about them, and we're going to make an ornament to help us remember that. So if you are in kindergarten to grade 5, you can join me in the lobby. And then at 12:30, our youth group is going to also meet in the lobby, and we're finished making an escape route to help some of y'all find a way, thanks to the service officer.
Our reading this morning is Practicing the Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Whereas before you dwelt in time and paid brief visits to the now, have your dwelling take place in the now and pay brief visits to the past and future when required to deal with practical aspects of your life situation. Here is the key: end the illusion of time. Time and mind are inseparable. Remove time from the mind and it stops, unless you choose to. Identified with your mind is to be trapped in time, the compulsion to live almost exclusively through memory and anticipation. This creates an endless preoccupation with past and future and an unwillingness to honor and acknowledge the present moment and allow it to be. The compulsion arises because the past gives you an identity and the future holds the promise of salvation, of fulfillment in whatever form. Both are illusions. The more you are focused on time, past and future, the more you miss the now, the most precious thing there is. Why is it the most precious thing? Firstly, because it's the only thing. It's all there is. The eternal present is the space within which your whole life unfolds, the one factor that remains constant. Life is now. There was never a time when your life was not now, nor will there ever be. Secondly, the now is the only point that can take you beyond the limited confines of the mind. It is your only point of access into the timeless and formless realm of being.
Lao Tzu is quoted as saying, kindness in words create confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. I want to invite you to do a little love this morning. The offering will be gratefully received. Thank you for coming this morning. I'm so pleased to see as much of your faces as I can. And I hope for a time when I get to see completely your faces. Thank you for your giving. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being who we are. Tis the season to be joyful, we're told. And many of us struggle to do that. Us has learned how, and many of us have forgotten how. It made sense for us to make joy the theme for December. And last Sunday, I spent time trying to make a distinction between happiness and joy. Sometimes we conflate the two, much too important to do such a thing. And so I made the distinction. Happiness has its origin in the external. You do something for me, I am happy. It's something that makes me happy. Not the same as joy. Joy, I talked about, is seen in young children when they just exude joy in their laughter and in their giggle. I'm convinced it's inherent. And the psychologists tell us that that child's joy, emitting joy, is designed to make sure someone loves that child and takes care of that child and responds to their joy. Joy is important, and too many of us act as if it's a childish sort of thing to want. Joy is innate. And so that's what I want to hold up during this season of joyful giving and being joyful. So I'm going to do something this morning that I've not done before, at least not with you all, not here. I'm going to ask us to go in search of joy this very morning. At least try to create the environment from which joy emerges. So I'm going to ask you to bear with me, to join with me. Put both your feet on the floor, please. I want you to bring your attention to something we do all the time and need to do in order to live, and that is to breathe. Notice your breathing. Notice breathing in. And notice your breathing out. Take no brain power. We do it innately. And yet we pay very little attention to this very important part of life. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice the in breath as you breathe in. Notice the out breath as you breathe out. It's essential to life. And we pay much too little attention to our breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. With both feet on the floor, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Continue to breathe in and breathe out with conscious awareness. Now I invite you to put your awareness into the bottom of your feet. Notice where the bottom touch the floor. Notice how you are supported by the floor. Notice your connection to the earth. The bottoms of your feet connect you to the earth. And it's a very good thing. It grounds you. It grounds me. Notice the sensation on the very bottom of your feet where it touches the ground. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Maintaining an awareness of being tethered to the floor. Through your feet. I'm going to ask you to do something you might not know you were able to do, but you are. Imagine your feet have roots, like trees and plants have roots. And those roots go down into the earth. Imagine that you have roots that go deeply into the ground. And breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Grounded by the floor and the ground that connects you to earth. The earth accepting the roots you put down into the ground below you. That tethers you, that supports you, that feeds you. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And notice how quiet this 100 people is. Notice the space that we occupy together. Notice the silence. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice how deeply you can root yourself into the ground through the bottom of your feet. Notice how you are supported in the chair that you're sitting, the earth that your feet connect with. And if you're able to notice yourself putting roots down into the earth, notice the stability that comes with that. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Know that you are alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Know that you are connected with the earth, supported by the earth. Breathe in and breathe out. I ask you to do this because it's a powerful ritual. I ask you to do this because this is available to you at any point in time in any day. Good days, bad days, sunny days, rainy days. The earth will support you. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice your connection to the earth. Notice that you are supported. Know that this is available every day, every second, every moment. If you notice, if you're willing to engage the earth, if you're willing to allow the earth to support you. Breathe in and breathe out. During this season of joy, I ask you to do this. Because this is a space inside you where you will discover joy. Joy is not in your head. Joy is not in your thinking. Joy is deep inside, always there, but only if you notice, only if you accept it, only if you seek it, only if you use it. The joy is in the moment. The joy is inherent in who we are. We come into the earth, at least with the ability to access joy. And then we grow up and think we have to make a living. We grow up and have responsibilities. We grow up and think we don't have time for joy because it's frivolous. And oh, so wrong are we. So lost we can be, grasping for success, for love, for companionship, when in fact all you need, you already have deep inside that you can access when you choose to pay attention, when you choose to use what's available. innately from birth to death, regardless of one experiences, regardless of what one experiences between birth and death, which is why those on their deathbed can appear joyous and connected. Joy is separate from illness. Joy is separate from problems. Joy is separate from not. Breathe in, breathe out with intention. Breathe in and breathe out. I walk you through this morning. I invite you into this space this morning to help you open to joy. When your mind is racing, when you're judging, did you do it right? Am I liked or not? What about that task or the other task? It's hard to recognize there is joy inside you. Always. Joy is available if we seek it, if we notice, if we take advantage of it by calming ourselves, by breathing, by being connected to the earth and opening to joy. In this joyous season, I invite you into joy. I invite you into well-being. And I invite you into that which is sustainable. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice the bottom of your feet on the ground, supporting you. Breathe in and breathe out. This is where joy lies. And each of us have a cup that runneth over with joy inside. Every moment, if we're intentional in noticing, breathe in, breathe out. And blessings at us all. Open your eyes if they've been closed. Bring your attention back to the room. Notice, listen to the quiet in this room of nearly 100 people. Listen to the stillness. This is the stillness that's inside of us every moment, if we notice. Amen. Amen. And Ashe. take time and come back to an awareness that you're a part of a very special community. Know that you are loved. Know that you're wanted. Know that you are needed. You may have, I've been ordered to do your announcements this morning.
Good morning. I'm Sally Garber. It's my pleasure to represent the Caring Committee this morning. As all of you know, one of the things that we do is record the current concerns of the congregation as lifelines. If you have a concern or a milestone to be shared, please take the time to either email or call the church office or email me, Sally Garber, or any other member of the Caring Committee, and they'll let me know. You can also write it in the Lifelines book, which is that I picked up as I came up this morning. Also, during the week now, the Lifelines book is going to return to its previous position during the week, which is on the pedestal, which is out in the hall, right opposite the coat rack. So watch for it there during the week too. Another thing I need to share with you is that the Pebbles of Life are available if you have a silent joy or concern. So please feel free to drop a pebble into the water either before or after the service. Let us enter into a time of reverence together. Into this space of love and hope, I bring a very great joy. And that is, if you look over where the choir risers are, you can see all the food that you all brought in the last couple of weeks. So we all owe a big thank you to Betsy, who organized us to bring the food. Thank you, Betsy. Reverend Walter and I will now light candles for all those who are present and not present. As we do this, let us take this time to be together in meditation, prayer, or reflection for all those people and events in our lives that move us. May our prayers be heard and our hearts be restored.
Join me in prayer. Now, here and now, we slow down enough to recognize how fortunate we are. Even if our bank accounts are low, even if our health is not what we'd like it to be, we are blessed. We are a fortunate people. We're among those who would be seen as wealthy in any number of other countries, many other cities, many other neighborhoods, many homes. It is our station in life that allows this truth to go unnoticed, unacknowledged, unseen by so many of us. For we are fortunate people. Knower of knowing, weaver of weaving, lover of love, during this holiday season of giving, teach us to look inward. Teach us to learn to see what we have been too busy to see, too preoccupied with what comes next, what is next on the list, what is out in front of us, waiting for us to reach, to obtain, to achieve. Spirit of life, help us, guide us to a deeper connection with our true selves, that deep sense of self, source of love, the source of giving, the receptor of receiving. And may we be joyful, moment after moment. And may we share that joy with the world. God bless each of us, and amen.
We have many announcements this week. Starting with, if you or someone else you know at UUCR needs some extra support right now, please contact Samantha Lucas in the church office at admin@uuroanoke.org or 540-342-8888 and let us know the specific needs requested. The deadline for these requests has been extended to Wednesday, December 15th at 2 p.m. And with that, if you would like to give financially to support those in need, please fill out a Christmas Cheer Fund envelope on the back of the office door and drop it in the box. We are grateful for whatever help you can offer. We will be hosting a holiday mask decorating party for all ages on December 17th from 4 to 6 p.m. here in the Fellowship Hall. Please come out and enjoy an evening of fun and fellowship. Sally referenced the collection for Patrick Henry High School Homeless Student Winter Break Program. For those who don't know, this is an initiative to help bridge the gap for students during their 2-week winter break this year. Today is the last day they are accepting donations. If you would like to pick up a list from the music stand by the choir risers, you can sneak in your final donation today and either drop it off right over there on the risers, or there's a bin at the back door. You can contact Betsy Biesenbach or call the church office if you have questions. The UUCR men's group would like to remind you that they meet every Tuesday at 12 p.m. in the UUCR Olin Room. If you'd like to be part of an open, supportive, and relaxed group of good men, please contact Ron Selsbach. Medi Home Hospice has been gracious enough to donate a memory ribbon wreath to UUCR in remembrance of those who have passed away. Everyone is welcome to write down the name of someone who has passed away that you would like to remember and tie it to the wreath. Those who want to recognize a private loss are encouraged to tie a blank ribbon on the wreath as well. The wreath is located on the wall by the sanctuary entrance. There are ribbons and a marker on the table by the wreath. Please contact Samantha Lucas in the office if you have any questions. The next on my list is Dotsie Clifton or Lorraine Fleck here. Are you still accepting contributions for the pledge to end racism?
No, no.
The deadline has passed.
Okay, but then I thought that they had been delivered.
Okay, fabulous. It was still on my list.
Thanks for all the curiosity.
UUCR's Living the Questions class has begun a study focused on returning the earth to sustainability. The 8-week video and discussion series features Michael Dowd, an eco-theologian who bridges the gap between head and heart, science and faith. If you'd like to be a part of this journey, they meet Sunday mornings in the Olin Room at 9:30 and on Zoom. Please contact Bonnie Nelson if you'd like information on how to join on Zoom. Monday, December 27th is the first day of SWIM's, SWIM 2021 Virtual Winter Retreat. Join in for fun, fellowship, and growth through workshops, concerts, and special events. For more information, please contact Samantha Lucas in the office. Betsy Biesenbach has written and Judy Nelson has illustrated a children's historical fiction story about a little girl who was enslaved on our church's property. Copies are now available for purchase. They are $10 each, and all proceeds will go to the church. Stop by the church office to pick up a copy. And lastly, the choir will be singing out in the garden after services. Please all come and enjoy their hard work.
This last piece is called, This last piece is called Fum Fum Fum, and it is a traditional Spanish carol. And the one that you heard before was See O God. You might recognize it because the choir has sung it lots, not lost. We didn't lose it, and it's one of our favorites. But this one is Fum Fum Fum.
Thank you. One of my favorite hymns, opening line says, "There's more joy somewhere." No, there's more love somewhere. I'm going to keep on till I find it. The last verse, there's more joy somewhere. And I'm going to keep on till I find it. May you be successful in your hunt. Go into your week in peace.
I don't know what's happening. It's okay. They'll email me. Now I have to say hello to 17 people.